The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of any major corporation whatsoever. It is time once again to get out your trapper keepers and your backpacks. What are you doing? Are you two-strapping? I gotta be seen with you. You gotta one-strap it, dude. You gotta one-strap it. Seriously, I'd have no strap if that would even be possible. Because it's homework time once again here on the old Pope on Film podcast. People of the internet, your attention, please. Detach from your fandoms for a few measly minutes and kindly pay attention. Each week, the Pope on Film podcast assigns homework in the hopes of bettering its listeners, nay, the entire human amazing race.
Yes.
And this week, we are covering ourselves in a thin layer of a green mucus-like substance known as Creepo.
Creepo, yes.
Creepo, because no matter how nice the person is, no matter the earnestness of the subject, no matter the sane, logical reasoning behind it, it doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter why you're doing it or what you're doing it or how. It doesn't matter. It's just creepy as fuck to be obsessed with dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what we are talking about this week, the 2006 hour-long Creep Fest documentary entitled Living Dolls, the Subculture of Doll Collecting.
Yes.
This creeped me out more than I thought it was going to.
A very non-judgmental look at doll collecting. There was not really much interference by the filmmakers themselves in this, and still managed to be incredibly creepy. I mean,
yeah.
These people did manage to show how bad they are without any kind of outside interference at all.
Oh, yeah. It's a 2016 documentary from Canada. I believe it runs on TV there, as far as I can tell. It's from the company's YouTube page. It's called Real Stories. And they post 1 to 4 full-length documentaries a fucking week.
Oh, my God.
Most of them are like, in the 45-minute, 52-minute variety, so like an hour-long show. But then some of them are full-length documentaries, an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, actual feature-length documentaries. But most of those are just about like Iraq and Syria and wars and civil wars and unrest and
Fun
yada,
stuff.
yada.
Yeah.
Don't care. Yeah. The yawn. But you can tell that this company cranks out documentaries because just like a television show that does a bajillion documentaries, there is no fucking end to this documentary.
No.
It just ends. That's the thing that upset me the most about this documentary. I was expecting the tying of loose ends. We find out about, some people who have done better, some people who have done worse. This one guy comes back and he's happier and yada, 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 more confident and maybe a divorce thrown in. But no, the film just fucking ends. Like, wait a second. I want to know more about the sad British chick.
Mm-hmm.
She's still with that guy with all the Marvel superhero shirts that treats her like shit. I need closure. But no, it just fucking ends. Piss me off.
You thought he treated her like shit?
Yeah, because it's obvious, like, hello, my name is Debbie, and I collect dolls because I'm really sad and lonely and I have no friends. And I have no one, and it's just me taking care of the kids, and I'm so sad and lonely, and I don't have anyone. And then they cut to, like, Debbie's husband, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what her problem is. She really has a problem, and I'm sick of it. Why can't she not collect these stupid dolls? And I'm like, whoa, dude, She's collecting the dolls because she's sad and depressed.
But
Maybe,
she's
like,
blowing all
some-
their money on the fucking dolls.
Yeah.
And
but
she has a weird relationship with the dolls.
Yeah. Oh, yes. But something tells me that if she had more friends, that would just be, a lot of the doll problem would be solved.
It would
Just
be
doesn't
nice.
know.
It would be nice to think, yes.
Yeah. But no, I thought that the guy treated her like shit. Anyway, the special focuses on a number of really different people who are in some form or another obsessed with dolls. I say in some form or another obsessed with dolls because one of the first people that they focus on is Michael, who is apparently a Tolkien-esque dwarf.
Yes.
Who has shaved part of his massive beard and got rid of his axe. But he's a Tolkien-esque dwarf. He has the exact attitude you would expect from the love child of Tim Burton and Robert Crumb. Like Tim Burton and Robert Crumb started doing it and they had a love child. That's Michael.
Yes.
He buys dolls and turns them into robots. He's got like a hoarder vibe and he makes robot porn. And apparently in like the Museum of Sex, they have an exhibit of his short film, The Secret Life of Robots.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not really obsessed with dolls. I really didn't think he needed to be in this documentary. They just found some weird guy and like, okay, technically he's into dolls. Let's put him in this.
And his work was kind of interesting if it wasn't so repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they were kind of the same robot over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, maybe I could use this piece. I'll keep it here in my house for the next 55 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the sort of... He seems to have the sort of house that you see on the show Hoarders. I used to love the show Hoarders.
Yeah.
Used to watch that all the freaking time. Pretty sure it's still on the air. Hoarders is still on the air, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure. I really can't. I don't like that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's creepy in a car accident sort of vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember the one where I saw one and the woman is a hoarder and she also has like 30 cats.
Mm-hmm.
Just rummaging through the hoarder house and they're trying to find one of the cats. And then literally the camera focuses on they look under the bed and there's like a lump, a shadowy lump, and they focus on it and you hear the son going, "Mom, I think we just found Jangles." It's like, damn, that cat is dead and you're showing it on TV? What the hell? What has happened to America? Showing me a dead cat on TV. Damn. Damn. I remember when the most scandalous thing is some vaguely sexual thing that Charles Nelson Riley would say on Hollywood Squares.
Yes.
Now you're showing me dead fucking cats on TV. What the frick?
And it's at times like those that you realize maybe it's not fair making fun of Japan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So that's Michael. He's amazing. There's this weird thing near the end of Michael's sort of plot where Michael goes to Jersey and visits the woman that he's in love with.
Yes.
He's in love with some woman that he doesn't live with.
And has been for years.
And has been for years, and they're in love with each other, and they're happy with each other, and also they live in different cities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was a bit confused about that. Like, okay.
And they seem like they're both in love. Like, it's not just him being obsessed with her.
Yes.
Which we've all been there with a woman once or twice.
Yes.
You know? They like you as a friend. So you stay their friend hoping. And it doesn't happen. No, she seemed like she actually cared about him too. But and like I said, years, but this was like decades,
Yeah,
like fucking decades. Like I don't get it.
yeah. There should have been more focus on what the hell that crap was about.
Yeah, and
This is why.
I really do not see him showing up, getting out of the car, and her running over and being like, "Quick, get inside, sugar daddy." You know, I'm just not seeing that.
Yeah.
Take me
Anyway,
now.
I did go to his website.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one part where he's wearing some shirt of his that has his website on it. I went to his website.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a nice. It features some scenes of his film, the sex life of robots. It features like a 2-minute like clip of it. Anyway, so that's Michael. Then there's Debbie, a sad, lonely foreign chick who collects dolls because her husband is a bit of a dick and she doesn't have any friends.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of drama there. The husband is an ass, but he's an ass for good reasons because she's literally spending all of their money on dolls and doll clothes.
And they have a kid that they need to be taken care of.
Yeah, yeah.
That
But
does not seem like it's getting really taken care of.
Yeah. But literally, she is spending all of their money on dolls and doll clothes. I thought the guy really kind of treated her like shit, but he can be forgiven because he owns some really cool Marvel t-shirts. That they didn't blur. I figured that they would blur something like that, but I guess they would blur it in America, and this is a Canadian special, so yeah, you see his Thor shirt and his yada yada yada. But Debbie is depressed as hell. The husband doesn't seem to give a fuck about it, and it's very sad. She is near tears the entire special.
Yes, she is.
And she is really the story that I wanted some sort of closure on. Like, I figure in a typical documentary, it will end with like slow motion black and white images of the various people who have been in the documentary, along with a caption explaining what's happening to them now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, Michael completed the sex life of robots. It can be viewed in the following museum. Debbie got a divorce from Michael and blah, blah, blah. Like, I figured there would be closure, and there wasn't. And Debbie's still in the basement Googling crocheted doll pants.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I need to know about Debbie. I'll be your friend. So then there's David. He's the real creep. There's also Mike. He's a different type of creep, but he's also like a proud gay man, so there's not too much that you can say about that. But David, he's the real creepo. He's the real creepo because he's the married creepo going to a sex doll convention at a bed and breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinated by this guy because he's married and he's also spending massive amounts of money on these real dolls, and also some like weird ones that seem to be made out of like potato sacks. Like, there were two different types of dolls.
Yes.
There were the
real he had a lot of different varieties of sex dolls. I wasn't too happy when he would just spontaneously and out of nowhere rip one of their heads off.
Yes, that was very disturbing. It's like, oh, this is my girlfriend, and I treat her so nice, and she looks really good. Now let me hang her body on a hook.
Yes.
It's like, all right then. All right, this is getting 3 on a meat hook.
Mm-hmm.
Is what's happening here.
Little dancing dolls.
Yeah, this is literally 3 sex dolls on a meat hook. So the guy's a creepo big time, but God bless the owners of that bed and breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly, how bad is business for you? that you say yes to the sex doll convention.
Yeah.
Like how?
But now wait. Do you get to charge double for that?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
That
That
is
is
what
an
I would want to
excellent
know
question.
there.
Yeah,
Because
I
fuck yeah, I'm
imagine.
down.
I imagine that like the husband and wife who own the bed and breakfast are like, oh well, they're just really nice, normal, everyday people, and they've got these dolls, and they treat them nice, and it takes all kinds, I guess, and who are we to judge, so we let them in here, and they're very nice and kind and respectful, but you got to know that at nighttime the owners of the bed and breakfast are really creeped out with the massive amount of bed creaking that is just echoing from every room at the bed and breakfast. Like, here's this husband and wife, and they're trying to sleep in like their nightcaps and shit, and all you hear is just. All you hear is this coming from every room. Like, okay, maybe you're rethinking the way that you're running your bed and breakfast. It's okay, honey. Remember, next week we have the Ku Klux Klan coming.
Yeah.
Man, we just need to advertise more, maybe. But I love
it.
them.
Couldn't hurt.
Love them. Yeah. Do you think that there's any sort of like, hey kid, like, do they just stick to their own?
What do you mean?
Or do you think that there's like a hey, can I try out your Julie? Do you think that happens?
I think that does happen, and that kind of turns my stomach.
Yeah.
I mean, right at the bed and breakfast, I was wondering if they possibly had like loners,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
like, somebody had their dick in there just recently.
Yeah.
And he's probably still on the premises.
Yeah. Like, I honestly and sincerely would love to get me a doll like this.
Yeah.
Like, I would go to town. The problem is that I would be worried that the moment I put down like $5,000 on a doll, I instantly become this guy. That would be my biggest fear, that once I spend money on this doll, that literally I become that guy. Kids, this is Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be here around the house now, and I want you to treat her just like you would Mommy. And I love this guy, David, because through large amounts of his plot, he is trying to rationalize his sex toy obsession.
Yes.
And literally replacing his own wife, because there's a weird, uncomfortable part where he literally talks about how, wife, I love you and I care about you. It's just I don't want to touch you anymore. I'm touching the doll. You're still married? How does this even work? I'm so confused. So many questions.
I want to tell Bunny.
Now the fourth person that I am amazed by is Mike. He is a loudly gay Barbie fanatic who's going to go to a Barbie convention.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly portly, very flamboyant, gay Mexican man.
Yes.
Like, I didn't even know he was Mexican until I saw his mom, who is, by all accounts, as far as I can tell, a typical Mexican mom. Like, I really felt it when they're interviewing the mom, and the mom's like, "Oh, sure, he liked the Barbies, but there are people who do the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who do the drugs and do the crime and go to the jail, and he's not doing any of those things.
No.
And that's such a Mexican parent sort of like you love your child so much that you'll just do anything to rationalize the child. Like, sure, Randall's an alcoholic, but he's never raped anyone. There are rapists out there. Like, that's a Mexican thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Mike is a bit creepy, but for him, like his massive obsession with Barbies is a sign of his coming out, and like, yay for you guys. Here's the amazing thing about Mike, though, is that Mike and his partner live with Mike's parents, who pay all the bills and live in the basement. Mike and his partner took his parents' bedroom.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So the parents pay all of the bills, buy all of the food, take care of the house, and have to live in the basement. That is inspiring as shit. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to say is I'm moving to Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
I just
gave you some ideas, huh?
Yeah, I just need to kick my parents out of their house.
Yeah.
They can live in the garage, though, is what I'm thinking, because we don't have a basement in that house.
Oh, well, yeah, you got to adapt.
Yeah,
You know.
So my parents are going to live in the garage, and my family is going to live in their house. They have like a big 2-story in Queen Creek, Arizona. So, Mom, Dad, we're taking over your house.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even be gay if I have to, if that makes this work. If
it works, it might be worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I learned a lot about doll collecting. I learned a lot. I especially like the 2 cameramen / photographer guys. And they are at the sex doll bed and breakfast, and they're taking professional like boudoir pictures of the dolls outside.
Yeah.
And they're trying to, as is the case with everyone at the sex doll bed and breakfast, trying to rationalize their love of these sex dolls. And one guy specifically says, quote, "Women should feel honored to have creations like this at this level." So, like, watching this, I was honestly worried, about watching this documentary. I was really worried because I thought, to quote the TV show Community, like there's a specific episode where it's like a flashback episode to the first time that all of the gang met each other.
Yeah.
And didn't realize it. They were like all at the mall at the same time for various reasons, and they didn't know that they had met each other. And someone hands the dean, before he's the dean, someone hands him like a costume, and he looks at the costume and he goes, "I hope this doesn't awaken something in me." And of course it does, because all he does throughout all of Community is just dress in various stupid outfits. And so I was worried that watching this documentary about like creepy guys and their love of sex dolls, that I was like, oh God, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me. But it did.
It didn't.
And no, it totally did. I'm replacing Natasha.
Okay.
With a life-size real doll. I call her Cassandra, my other wife. The kids, I'm hoping that they will accept Cassandra. Mm-hmm. In fact, I already talked it over with Emerald.
Yeah.
I actually did. I said, Emerald, hey, will you treat the sex doll that I bring into the house nice and respectfully like your new mom? And she just went, Dad, whatever. So I'm hoping that that's a sign. I think that I've already done so much weird shit in my family that at this point in time, bringing like an $8,000 real doll into the house will just make all of the kids be like Marge Simpson and just go, you know what? Fine. Okay. Is this your new weird thing? All right, whatever. So I'm hoping that the kids will realize that, like, if I'm happy, then that's a good thing. You know?
Yeah. Well, when it comes to kids, though, then you always have to worry about whether your happiness makes a fucking bit of difference to them at all. You know?
Yeah. So, oh, crap. I need to pull up YouTube while we're here recording because I really liked this homework. It wasn't that long. It was kind of funny. It was a bit creepy, but I really liked the documentaries. It was creepy, but at the same time, 132 episodes, we've definitely done creepier shit.
Oh, yeah.
I can't for the life of me think of what at the moment, but it's definitely out there. So what I did is I subscribed to the Real Stories YouTube page, and I pulled up all of their videos, and I went back like they post like 1 to 4 documentaries a week. So it took me a long time, but I went like 2 or 3 or 4 years back.
Yeah.
And I saved a few episodes that we may or may not want to do for homework in the future. Not homework next week, because next week I want to do the Scientology video.
Awesome. Okay.
The Scientology orientation video. So these episodes of Real Stories are for possible future homework assignments, but there is one Real Stories episode about Scientology, so I thought we might want to do both of those, you know?
Oh, okay.
Scientology orientation video, which will definitely be like pro-Scientology stuff, along with this documentary, which I have right here, Scientology Mysterious Deaths. It's 41 minutes long from the Real Stories YouTube page. I thought that might be a good one to team up with our leaked Scientology orientation video.
That sounds like a good plan, because yes, that one is obviously a very pro-Scientology, and we are, the master race or whatever the fuck they really think they are.
Yeah. I am sending you the Scientology Real Stories documentary as we speak. I just sent it to you. So
awesome.
Boom. So there's that. So here are some of the other Real Stories documentaries that might be fun for future homework assignments. Some of these are really good. Do You Believe in Magic? That's a supernatural documentary, and it caught my eye because the person in the still for this video looks very much like one of the fucking blue people from Avatar. So I have no idea what the fuck's going on with this supernatural documentary, but that might be good. This one I definitely want to do because this is like, I think, the dream for all Americans. The Big Eat. It's a competitive eating documentary.
Nice. Nice.
I think that competitive eating, which is now a career in America, thank you. I think that's, at least for me, that's the dream. Can you imagine? I'm getting paid to eat. God, that's so American. Like, what's your job? Oh, I'm a competitive eater. My sport is eating too much. Right now, there's an Ethiopian that is cursing our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. So yeah, the Big Eat. And also I believe that the Asian person in the still of this video is Kobayashi, and he's like the Michael Jordan of competitive eaters.
Which is a sentence that you should never have had to have uttered.
Yes, very much so. Another one is a parenting documentary called Bad Behavior.
Okay.
I think I might really be into this one because the still the still image has a young girl. She may or may not be dressed as a princess, and it looks like there's a dad next to her, but the dad is holding like a
Tire
like
iron.
no, it's weirder than that. It's like a satanic devil staff.
Nice. Okay.
It's got Satan's face on it, and it looks really scary. So I imagine this is just a awesome parenting documentary about really bad parents.
Mm-hmm. Ritual abuse.
Which I can get behind.
Ritual abuse is always fun.
Yeah. So I've got 4 other documentaries. Number 1, Meet the Mormons.
Meet the Mormons.
Meet the Mormons. That should be good. We're a big fan of magical underwear here on the podcast.
Yes.
Here's a documentary called The End of the World Cult.
Okay.
That sounds great. Now, here are 2 creepy ones that I thought really fit in well with the one that we just did. Hidden Love, Animal Passions. And the still image, for the little YouTube graphic features a man making out with tongue with a horse.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And then this one, I think it could honestly feature some people from this week's homework. My Boyfriend, the Sex Tourist.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. Tell the Taiwanese I say hi. Tell the 13-year-old Filipino girls I say hey.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen any of those. I just have them saved on my YouTube playlist, Full Cult B Movies. It's the end, the end of my list of Full Cult B movies is pretty much just all things I might want to one day do as homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's filled with a bunch of possible homework stuff and weird movies like Teenager from Outer Space and The Wizard of Gore and yada yada yada. Donald Duck in Math Magic Land, which never gets old.
Which one? What one?
Donald Duck in Math Magic Land.
Oh yes,
that was an early homework, if I'm not mistaken.
Quite a while ago. Yes.
Yeah, freaking love Math Magic Land. That's my jam. That's my lady jam. So, I don't have anything more to say about the subculture of doll collecting, do you?
I learned more than I really needed.
Yeah.
I feel I am more educated than will be useful in the rest of my life.
Yes. I thought for sure that if you're doing a documentary about people who are obsessed with dolls and you're following this gay man named Mike who is going off for a Barbie convention and leaving his partner, and then you film him in the morning having breakfast in bed at his hotel and crying big, huge tears because he misses his partner, a good documentarian would then end the fucking documentary with Mike reuniting at the airport with his partner and them having a tearful embrace at the airport.
It makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense. One of the things that kind of jumped out at me a bit is that with this whole thing being about doll collecting, and they spend very little time really delving into the dolls.
Yeah.
The dolls were incidental to the rest of the documentary.
Yeah. It was
are there only 5 of those Barbies in the world, or what's up with the maid Barbie?
I get what you're saying. It was more about the people doing the collecting than what they were collecting.
Yes, very much.
Like, I know how much a real doll costs because I am very
Latex
frustrated.
furious.
Yeah, and I've priced those. They cost about as much as a car. I know that, but any regular Jack, Joe, Jim, Jane jerk isn't going to know how much a real doll costs. Like, some background.
Mm-hmm.
Put some background into this. I'll tell you one thing that I meant to say that I forgot. That was quite impressive to me. This whole documentary, including all of these people who are at the bed and breakfast, only one person. And I watched the documentary a couple of times to check on this. Only one person had their face blurred.
Yeah.
Quite impressed by that. There were a decent amount of people at that bed and breakfast. Only one of them wanted to have his face blurred. You guys are some pretty proud doll collectors then. I'm quite impressed.
Yes, they are. Uh-huh.
You would think more of you would have the common sense enough to be ashamed. But no, you guys were proud as hell, letting your freak flag fly.
That's right. They are consumed perverts, but they're very proud. They're very proud of their perversion and their sick and disgusting ways.
Yeah, they were proudverts.
Proudverts.
Yeah,
not swearwolves.
No, not swearwolves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were proudverts. So that is it for homework this week, and we here at the Pope on Film podcast sincerely hope that your eyes, minds, and arteries have all been suitably opened.
Yes.
You do that, Maxwell. No, we're not going on a break. I want you to go, That's pretty good. But don't think that you're getting away that easily. I lost my place. Where is it? Okay, there you go. Don't think you're getting out of this segment that easily, muchacho. You know what muchacho means?
I believe it's a snack cake.
No, muchacho is Spanish for I want more cho.
Uh-huh.
See, mucha, meaning more, and cho. So if you want more cho, you say muchacho.
Uh-huh.
So, like, say you're watching Star Trek Beyond,
yes.
and you are really liking actor John Cho's take on Sulu, and you wish that Sulu had more screen time in Star Trek Beyond. Bunny, what would you say?
Muchacho.
Muchacho, exactly.
Uh-huh.
It's also that would also work if you were just a really big fan of lesbian comedian Margaret Cho.
I see. And nobody really is.
And nobody really is. Yeah. Nobody is. The only good thing that she ever did was her all Tarantino themed episode of her sitcom, of her very short-lived sitcom. It was the best thing that she ever did. My favorite part was when Quentin Tarantino, Quentin Tarantino, who was in the special, went to dinner with Margaret Cho's family, and Margaret Cho said, "So, Mom, Dad, when is dinner going to be ready?" And the mom's there going, "Oh, it should be ready soon. It's just we haven't been able to put this meat thermometer in the turkey." And Quentin Tarantino's going, "Oh, I got this, guys. I got this. See, what you're going to want to do is really shove it into the turkey because you got to get through the bones, the breastplate. See, the breastplate is right here. You're going to get past that." And then he does this insane leap with the meat thermometer into the turkey like you've never seen before. Like, I haven't seen him dive that strongly. It's an amazing scene where he just dives in to break open the turkey. It's really great. Anyway, that's the best thing that Margaret Cho ever did. So, muchacho.
Muchacho.
which means I want more cho. I am a master of Espanolio, aka the Spanish language. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. Españolo.
Well, you only live Españolo.
Yeah, Españolo translates to learn Spanish because you only live once. That's what Españolo means.